got here at this location about 3:30. I came here. There was a fawn, but I didn't shoot at it. Of course, it's a fawn. And, it's pretty small. A lot of people like them. They're kind of tender. But then maybe like 15 minutes after that, a doe steps out to my left here, and she tucks herself away in a little corner right over there. And I mean, I'm pretty exposed, I know, but there's so much thick brush here. I'm gonna have to move some things around maybe to give me a little more cover. But she didn't smell me or see me at first, but I should have drawn as soon as she stepped to the edge of that fallen tree there. I was hoping that she'd go straight, but then she ended up curving around it and walking right in my direction. I said, dang, the sun was at my back, and it was casting kind of like a silhouette. Yeah. So if she come here often to know that something wasn't right, she just looked at me and took off with a warning shot. It's been hours after that, and I haven't seen a single deer, so I guess I'm gonna call it a day at this location. But I did get another little visitor, armadillo, come trotting his little butt around this way. I had to fire a warning shot at him and get him to go another direction. I'm sitting kind of right on top of an anthill here, so I don't know if that's what he was going towards, but whatever it was, I'm in this spot today, buddy. But other than that, it's about the only other critter outside of birds I've seen. So they were dove hunting today in the fields, so I decided to come and try hunting location 1 instead. So tomorrow I'll go to the second one towards the evening, but I'm gonna dip on over and see what they got, what's going on over there. And yeah, she was a nice sized doe too, very nice. It's opening day here in Georgia, 14th. I was really hoping to step on out with the deer today, but we got until June. Or we got until January, so we'll see. Yesterday things didn't go as favorable as I wanted them to. Pretty much in the same area as I was last year, so I kind of know that deer come to this field here, this little small field, to graze every blue moon. But as you can see right ahead, that's actually a makeshift blind that I had to cut from different parts of the foliage that's around. I realized yesterday, even if I'm tucked away back here, I'm too exposed, and any little movement is gonna be a distraction. So I decided to use my wits, make a makeshift cover blind for myself. It starts from right here on down to here in this tree line. Anything else is my firing lane. The deer, they like to come out at that little point that way. I was thinking to actually position myself over this way instead, but it's just so thick. I need a machete, and all I have is a little pocket knife. I wish I could have came some weeks ago to clear out some stuff, but the roads were closed, so I'm just making do with what I got. Also, I plan to cancel out one of the deer's senses Yesterday I realized I had all the senses playing against me as well, hearing, sight, and smell. Though my smell was fine, my hearing and sight, their hearing and sight, was what caught them on to me. It was noise made by an armadillo behind me, and well, sight. I think I just hopefully fix that problem today. Here in the shade, here in the shadows. Yeah, so what I mean by cancel out one of their senses, I know it's actually illegal to bait here in Georgia, but scent isn't considered baiting, just as long as anything that the deer can't consume. So I have these little scent tabs with I boiled some apples and vanilla um, in some water and put it on the scent tabs. And I'm going to put the scent tab somewhere in the tree over there so that when they come out, they get a whiff of that, their attention is going to be that way instead of over here with me. So will, hopefully this ground blind will give me some type of leisure as well as that scent tab to where the deer, all they're focused on is that scent and where it's coming from. What's that? Yesterday I was planning to just be here. And that's my plan for a lot of the hunts, to just be in the area unaltered and everything. But I realized sometimes you gotta kind of, be like the fox, turn things in your favor. So we'll see how it goes, see what happens, and yeah. So I'm not sure, but I think I just shot a doe. It happened so fast, I'm not even sure if I actually did, but I was aiming at her. She stepped out with two other deer, uh, a fawn and another mature looking deer. And they were coming towards my direction. The other two didn't sense me, but she did. She was the one that I wanted. She was pretty good size. So she was stepping kind of within my window, but she wasn't quite in my window. Just fired where I could, like on the side, a little. I don't want to do too much movement or pointing, but there, kind of like that little window. And that's when she sensed me. So when I fired, she let out one short snort and her tail was tucked instead of flagged up. Kind of like when a dog gets scared and it whimpers, it tucks its tail. That's what it was. I saw my arrow go near her, right near her at the time, but I can't make out if it went over her back or if it actually hit her somewhere. God, I don't know. I think it was a terrible shot either way. I'm gonna go and check at 15 minutes before 7. So I'm going to check the area, but I heard some thrashing also when she ran off into the distance. like I said, it happened so fast, I don't even know. But I'm gonna give it 15 more minutes, see what else happens, and I'm gonna go and look to see if I see any blood with my arrow anywhere. Yeah, she was about 20 yards, so yeah, arrow probably went right through her if I get a distance up to 40. So, I'm not sure, but I pray that it actually hit her and she's down somewhere. So, I'm at the spot where the doe is believed to be standing. So far, I don't see anything like blood. And there's a little armadillo that just showed up over there. But I think my arrow went over its back, somewhere where this armadillo is. Hey, little guy. But as of right now, I don't see any signs of blood. My arrow probably went somewhere in the trees. Hey, he was making all that noise yesterday too, when I was hunting here. Armadillos have poor eyesight, and it's not helping that I wear a scent killer too, so he doesn't even smell me. He has one goal in mind right now. Let's look for bugs. But I need to get over there where he is. So you need to go and move. Looking for my arrow. Look at him. Yeah, he's finally sees me. He hear me or something. He's like, oh yeah. Just run away. Stinky little marsupial. But yeah. Even if I shot the arrow, I am not sure exactly where it went. I'm gonna retrace my steps. Okay, so I got blood. I did hit her. That's why I can't find my arrow. So I hit her. Yeah, that's blood. I got her. Yeah, that's definitely blood. Alright. So now what I need to do. Let's go. Here's some more blood. Blood here. And blood here. I marked where I first saw the blood. And there's a trail of it leading on up into the woods here. Upon shooting, I heard some thrashing. So, I hope she went down pretty quickly. Now, look, I see blood here as well. So, it's getting nightfall pretty quickly. So I'm going to try to expedite this. Alright, so mark the first trail. Let's get to tracking. So I've gone a couple of steps here She's bleeding pretty good. So my arrow did hit. So I've been tracing her all the way from back there. I guess at this point I should leave a glow stick. It's getting night. This is probably the best. Also seeing it on both sides. See there? If I hit her on her left side, I'm also seeing blood where the right should be. This looks like a trail up into the bedding area. So my arrow penetrated through her. Let's hope that I can find her real soon. It's getting night. But I'm going to leave a glow stick here. So right now I'm not on a hunting mission, but I'm on a recovery mission. Yesterday, like I said, I shot that doe, and I was trying to recover where she went last night before nightfall, but I was in the thick brush on up until night. It was literally pitch black. I couldn't see nearly 2 inches in front of my face, even with my good flashlight here. So I'm not even worried so much about being too stealthy, too quiet, because I'm just with the 4 hours of daylight that I have left, trying to get in, check all possible areas, and get in, get out. If I hit her, she's had all night to bleed out, and all the other couple of hours of the day. Unfortunately, I had to go to work, so that's why I couldn't get out of here earlier. But I came as soon as I got off work, had my clothes, everything already in the car. So I'm going back to the blood trail, and yeah, hope that I can get something from there. See, this is the area that I was hunting yesterday, right up through there. She ran out over this way. I'm gonna check to see if the glow stick, well, I first saw the first bit of blood, if it's still there. Should be. Right here. So the only thing is that blood is pretty darn faint. Pretty darn faint from yesterday. I'm gonna still trace it as much as I can. If anything, I can just go back onto Hunt Stand and go back onto there and trace where I last left off. But I do remember her running up through here. There was blood on some of the trees. So I think I'm gonna probably end up doing that. She ran up in there somewhere. So here's my first glow stick from where I left last night. The thing I like about this trail is that you see blood is splattered here, 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 here. I mean, it's not just oozing, it's almost like it's squirting. It's even managed to get over here on this branch or this tree. So that tells me, even if I hit it in a back shot somewhere, I must have hit an artery. I had to where it's just squirting every time the deer is running. So that's blood, blood, blood. And some speckled here, blood. Okay, here's where it gets kind of difficult because a lot of the leaves are now changing to a red color. So what I have to look for is something that somewhat looks white, red, but wet. And it's kind of difficult in this area right here because the trail went a little cold after I picked up this speck of blood here. It's dry now, and that's what I'm working with. Last night in the light, when I had my light shining on it, it was a little bit easier to find, but now it's actually daytime. And then some of the blood, like here, actually brushed up underneath some of the leaves, so it might be a little out of sight. But I'm checking hunt stand to see my pattern from last night, and if it's matching up to my pattern today, this looks like dried blood here. Yeah. Oh, and it's specked here. So it looks like my trail is actually going this way. I'm seeing some on the ground. But what I don't want to confuse it with is stuff like this. This is a leaf naturally turning red. But I keep to the ground. I look at some of the trees. Not to see more. Okay, so the trail is looking kind of cold to me right now. But I know I'm vaguely in the area. But I'm looking back on hunt stand to see if my coordinates are matching up. But as of right now, I don't really see too much blood, even dry. And I know I left a blue glow stick last night. It's vaguely familiar. But, and note, right now I'm walking through a bedding area. This is really not advised, but it's like, what are you gonna do when your doe runs to its nearest cover? So I'm checking hunt stand to see if I'm still aligned, and my signal is kind of slow out here, so let's see. And you know, this isn't quite helping either to have the Wi-Fi on. Doesn't pick up, but I'm trying to go off of dried blood here, and that's pretty difficult than wet blood. But according to hunt stand, it looks like I'm vaguely on the right track where I should be, how I traced it yesterday. But I'm still looking around for blood, maybe on a tree, some sort of that nature. I'm still taking it slow too. So it's kind of seeming impossible, even with daylight, to track her through this thicket or track the blood trails. My trail kind of went cold here, and I'm getting turned around on hunt stand. As you can see, my directions look like it's all so kind of screwed. I don't know how well you can see it, but from what I did last night, I was able to mark the last place I left off, the blood trails. So from where I exit the bedding area, which I can kind of coordinate something from here to my last known blood trail, is about 79 yards. So I'm going to make it to that point in the woods, and I'm going to actually turn back here, make it to that point in the woods where I think I can enter to get that good distance and cut through there. Also, by having my tracker on, so I'm going to see if I could pick up that last blood trail starting from there. So what I'm doing, I'm just following my markers back. I know that I can start back at the strongest point. Like for instance, this has a lot of blood on the underside of this leaf here, and so on and so forth. But I only have 3 hours of daylight to spare, and it's just me working against the time.
So my best bet, honestly, is to pull out, go to my exit spot, and trace it back to the where I last marked the blood spot. There are a couple other areas I want to check that's around here, because I kind of want to check that area that I left last night too. As I was leaving, I saw deer eyes in my flashlight, but I don't know if it was the doe or not. But the deer's eyes seemed low to the ground as it was bobbing up and down, like it was trying to, you know how people they don't want to draw attention to themselves. See that? That's blood. So that was a good trail there. So I'm not saying that was my doe, probably was a different deer, but all I know is that I'm working against the odds here, working against time. But I'm gonna leave these pieces of tissue on it just in case. I don't know, just doing it. This tissue is biodegradable, but it was easier to follow it at night because one, the blood was fresh, and with the flashlight, it kind of gleamed. See here? Now the blood is kind of dry, and it's very confusing in the light too, because it's not gleaming, and you're confusing with all these other little specks that's growing on the leaves that's turning red. So see here, this was a really, really good sign of blood. Really good sign of blood. Blood. Even a little bit speckled on the ground. Blood. But as I get up here, I kind of lose the trail. And I checked both possible ways. So there's even blood here on the tree. It's like I say, I think I kind of hit an artery. This is the reason why blood is just scurrying everywhere. So if that be the case, maybe she's laying down here in the thicket. But also, one thing I probably failed to mention is that when I came through last night, I probably spooked her a little more because I heard more thrashing around, and then I heard some wheezing, like when the deer warns of something. Oh well, you can see it, but blood, all that. When the deer is wheezing or snorting. I heard something over there. It's probably other deer. Like it was giving out that something is a threat call. So, see, there's also blood here. But to save me some time, I'm just gonna go back, trace through to my last, because I am honestly probably just 50 yards in. I tracked this deer about 103 yards. Tracked it in 103 yards. So now I'm back at the entrance just that quick. So I already know this is gonna take a lot of time. And that's something that I honestly don't have with the daylight I'm working with. And you see here's more blood. So if I wait another day to come out here and try to recover it, the meat would honestly be no good. And it's kind of futile, so I'm working just as quickly and diligently as I can. Some other hunters suggested that I try around water. You know, if I try around water, injured animals usually like to run to there. So, you know, a couple of spots I could probably check before I just call it off. But I definitely want to start back at that last blood trail, so. Some of you are wondering why I didn't just go ahead and beeline in the straight direction on Hunt Stand. Like, why didn't I just go ahead and start from where you see here, where all this jumble? I was actually pretty close to where I last marked the blood. You know, I could have just beeline straight through. Well, it's because I honestly don't have a signal. And I know, you new hunters, well, back in my day, all we had to rely on was just following the blood, not technology. Well, I'm only one person. And like I said, I only got 3 hours of daylight. There are a couple of other locations that I kind of need to check. So I just rather go to the closest entrance point and then mark my way there so I can hopefully pick up the trail. As I told you before, the trail went cold towards the spot where I was. I'm at the campgrounds now, walking back around. So I didn't want to just guess where I should walk. I wanted to be sure. So yeah, that's my little logic, and I'm sticking to it. But also the reason I wanted to check in this area is because, like I said, last night as I was leaving, I saw a deer, and it didn't act like it was trying to escape so much, but instead it was just moping through. And I didn't get a good look at the body. All I saw was the eyes. But I also want to check this area to see if there are any blood stains here, and if that was my doe or not. The problem is that it happened so fast. I'm not exactly sure where it hit. And she let out a snort. I don't know if that snort actually came before or after she got hit. Like, was she getting ready to do a warning and then ran off just as I fired and it hit her on the backside? Or did it hit her first and then that's why she let out the snort and ran off? So it's kind of difficult to say. And I didn't have my GoPro rolling because I have yet to turn the beep off of my GoPro. I don't even know how to do that, and I've been Googling it. It says, which I'm actually recording on the GoPro now, and I Googled it, said I had to do it on the app. I download the app, and well, that didn't fix the problem because it's not finding my camera. So there's a lot of technical issues with that. But other than that, I totally would have filmed that whole thing. But the beep in the beginning scares them, or it will get their attention. So that's why I chose not to record, just show you the moment after. But so, to be honest, I'm not trying to be out here another whole night like that. I wasn't doing nothing but tripping over myself last night, even with the headlight and the flashlight that I had. It was kind of a difficult task to see where I was going. Top of that, bumping into every spider web available. So I am, let's see, I am about 47 yards to where I last marked the blood. Just got to keep straight through here. And you know you're an outdoorsman when you have to fight off spider webs and mosquitoes, all for a deer. That you shot. I'm also keeping my nose to the wind too, for any unusual smells. So yeah, still a good distance through. She is my doe. I found her. So I was right to come in through this area. There she is. So let me quickly drag her out of here. I know I gotta kind of drag her out. There's flies already. I know I should attempt to go ahead and field dress, but I at least want to get out in the open because I'm losing daylight. So this baby here, she's been through a lot, as now she's pretty stiff, and I really appreciate this animal's life. Then the Native Americans were really good with a release prayer, and mine go a little bit like this. It goes peacefully now. Your death will not be in vain. Your gift is appreciated. May your spirit live on and body stay behind to nourish mine, so I may continue the wheel of life. All right, so I tracked her, I got her, and she wasn't that far from the last blood trail that I stopped at last night. So she is a little bloated, not too much. She is giving off a smell, but I can kind of salvage that meat. Even if the meat may not be good to me, it's probably good to my dog. He'll really get a kick out of it. He'll really love it. On top of that, I just wouldn't have felt right as a hunter, knowing that I took a life that I never recovered. And sure, it'll benefit some other animal that's living out here, but I'm not hunting for them. I'm hunting for me. So, I'm trying to find the best way out here right now. And got ticks and stuff on her right now. And go wash that off and get to work. So, praising God for this day, for this harvest. I didn't even make it to the last blood trail before I just was like, I don't know, it was like instinctual. Like something was telling me, no, go back that way, because I actually went past the spot that I was gonna go. And yeah, but this is the doe that I shot yesterday. Coloring is right and all of that. So, with that being said, I do thank God for this. I have trained and prepared for this moment. It's my first victory. But I don't look at this animal as just being an animal. It's an animal that was here to sustain life of others, to be a part of this cycle as I am. So that's why I did that release prayer. It's not so much as something thanking it as it is just showing appreciation. Because a lot of people, they take for granted where their food comes from. But me, my daddy raised a country girl. And I'm proud of it. I am that much more appreciative of nature and just this gift that's been given to us. So this death is not going to be in vain. If anything I do hate, it's being wasteful. This baby, she had a life and gave up so much. But we all have a life. And we all compete in it. So this is physically exhausting. How many women drag dinner out the woods, guys? This is a heavy doe. And guess what? This is my very first kill.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I have been training for this for a little bit. So here she is.
Beautiful.
My very first kill. Stakeout, track, found.
Good girl.
Oh yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. You think this meat, I can still salvage it, of course, right? Yeah, she still got some blubber to her, you know, some bounce.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you gotta think this too. The reality is, how long do you have between the cow getting killed and the time it makes it to the supermarket?
Exactly. Aged meat. Out of pull and, you know. And worst case, I mean, if I can't salvage anything on it, my dog loves deer, so win-win. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
So here's my arrow also. I couldn't find my arrow at the site, and now I know why. Take a look. I actually got her. Look at that. Clean, vital shot. This is broadhead I used. I don't know if you can see that, how well you can see it. Got her. Good heart shot. It wasn't a bad hit like I thought. Had I had that in my mind, that it was a bad hit, I probably wouldn't have, I don't know. But as an ethical hunter, this is what we aim to do. We aim to take out the animal as quickly as possible. So today has been the end to a glorious day. This is my first kill ever. Kill and recover. And it feels good. Last year, I spent a lot of time training for this. I had to take courses and whatever else, get a license, and come out here and learn the hard way, and I finally got my first. I'm gonna clean this carcass up. I'm setting up now and get her on the gambrel. Go from there. All right, so I am taking the deer to the cleaning station over here. I have my own gambrel, but I decided to just go ahead and use the one at the WMA, get this hide on off, quarter out the meat, and go over to the check station to rinse it off and go and put this thing on some ice. But today was a good day. Like, I honestly lost sleep over this. I was, you know that feeling when you're half asleep, half awake, and you're just so anxious and whatever else. Well, I was just like that all through work today. I had to go up into Atlanta and work, and then I got off early. I was like, hey, it's an emergency, I gotta go, and I got out work for it. And now the persistence has paid off. Like, I've had many failed attempts at getting a deer, and this one proved to be the one. So all last year I didn't shoot a deer. I actually hit one with my car and still got the dent to prove it. Just ran out in front of me. But yeah. But this year, brought home the dinner.